Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so it looks like Little Reese and Mama Duck have been going back and forth on social media. Now, for those of you who don't know, Lil Reese is a rapper from Chicago, a drill rapper that's been in the game since Chief Keef first popped off, man, back in the day. I'm talking about way back in the day. And then you've got FBG Duck's mom, Mama Duck. Now, everybody calls her Mama Duck, but her real name is Lashina Weekly. And, she's been one of those people who have been outspoken ever since the untimely demise of her son, Duck. Now, FBG Duck, for most of you who don't know, was probably one of the best or top drill rappers in all of Chicago. He was getting some national acclaim. Things were going real good, and then he lost his life last year, man. But it was a crazy story. But ever since that's gone down, his mom really hasn't taken off her gas pedals off social media. I mean, she's basically been going off on a lot of people and a lot of things and trying to cut down on all the disrespect. Now, she also ended up going live on her own platform, and she talked about a couple of things. But before we get into the specifics, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about Little Reese and Mama Duck. So they've been going back and forth on social media, and it's almost been a one-way street. I'm going to be honest, because it seems like Mama Duck has been going at Little Reese's head and anybody else from like Lil Durk's side of the game or anybody from OTF or whatnot, because she's tired of the disrespect. She's tired of people bringing up Tuka. She's tired of people bringing up Duck. She's just tired, it seems like, man. And she's been extra vocal lately about going at folks. And she actually went on a rant, a very long rant, where she talked about a lot of subjects. I'm talking about, man, everything. I didn't want to laugh because she was making, it's a very serious subject about what they're talking about, but she was making a lot of claims. So first, let's start off. She said that Lil Durk, she talked about the fact that a lot of people who get close to Lil Durk end up dead. Like King Von, she brought up his cousin, Newski. She talked about Chino. She talked about a lot of people, man. And she asked a lot of questions about that. I mean, she basically threw that back on Lil Durk and said that this is somehow his fault. But I mean, I don't think that's fair, man. You can't say that Lil Durk's fault where people are dying around him. It sounds like a horrible situation, just a side effect of the gang life that they've been living allegedly. You know what I mean? But she continued on, man. She also talked about she gonna call Big Durk. Now, for those of you who don't know, Big Durk is obviously Lil Durk's father. You know what I mean? I wanted to say big homie or whatever, but they don't. I know in Chicago they don't have those classifications, but it's his father regardless, right? Now, his father. The story is his father is from a whole nother man. I don't want to even delve on that. Just look up the story of Big Durk and see what that's all about. And you'll get what I'm at. But she threatened to call up Big Durk, man, and actually tell him about his son or whatnot, which was crazy. And she said that she had the number in her phone. Now, Mama Duck also talked about the fact that Lil Durk, she said he's really not about that life. She talked about the song Should Have Ducked. Now, I did a whole video where I talked about when he previewed the song before the deluxe even came out. And, it was going to be a banger. So she talked about the fact that Should Have Ducked was released, and she called Durk out of his name. I mean, she called him a lot of names and stuff that I can't say on this platform and you just can't say in social media. But those things she said about Lil Durk. And she also made a claim that Little Reese choked Lil Durk out. She said Lil Reese choked Lil Durk out in the club. Now, this is my first time hearing somebody officially say that. I've seen that rumor online before, but nobody's ever, put anything serious to it. But she said it like it was facts. And that got social media going crazy, man. Because they were like, whoa, Lil Reese choked out Durk? I thought Durk was on boss status. How is Lil Reese even in the room with Durk? You know what I mean? But, man, a lot of people are refuting that. And one person who stepped out to refute that definitely was Lil Reese. And Lil Reese said this right here. So Lil Reese said this verbatim. He said, "Dude, mama need to keep my name out her mouth. I did never choke my mans. We never fought. Might had a disagreement, but I ain't never get that far." So basically, man, let me decode that because he's spelling kind of crazy. But he says that basically him and Lil Durk ain't never had any type of fight. And he never choked out Lil Durk or anything like that, man. So he definitely jumped out on the front of this to make sure he refuted those claims. But she wasn't done with that either. she doubled down on the point that, Lil Durk never mentioned Duck or FBG Duck in a song until after his passing. So basically saying that he knew the repercussions for mentioning Duck in a song while he was alive, but after his passing, he mentions them in his song. And what is that? Basically saying that, that's you're not standing up on what you believe when you do something after somebody's died or passed on that you wouldn't do in their face or during the time that they're here, which it's kind of commendable. You have to realize what she's saying is pretty. You have to agree with that to a point. I'll say that because I ain't with all the dissing of the dead people anyway, And Lil Durk, he said that he's officially done with that after this deluxe album anyway. So, man, hopefully he'll never say Duck's name again because she went on a long tirade about Lil Durk putting Duck's name in his mouth and a whole bunch of other things, man. And it was wild. Now, on this part, this is what got everybody's ears perking up. So she made claims that the Alphabet Boys, and you know who I'm talking about, are looking into Duck's passing and that they got their sights on none other than Lil Durk. Now, this is all alleged based off of what she said on social media. So I don't know if there's any merit to this, but to be honest, man, that is a crazy thing to hear, man. That's a wild thing to hear. So to think that the Alphabet Boys are actually looking at Lil Durk, especially when he's at the height of his career right now, Lil Durk is so on fire, it's ridiculous. Like, Lil Durk is probably in the running to be one of the hottest artists this year if he keeps up this pace and he keeps winning like this, man. Ain't no stopping him. Now, in her accusation, she also said that Vaughn has passed away and that Vaughn was the one who actually paid for the shooters. Because remember, when FBG Duck passed away, or was gunned down, I should say, it was like a choreographed hit. It was really, like Lil Boosie said, it was on some movie stuff. You know what I mean? Like, they pulled up with two different cars, two different sets of shooters. I've listened to the news story a million times. It sounds unreal. And the location that they went to was like the ritziest part of Chicago ever. Like, it's like where all their rich and famous people go and, the equivalent to Beverly Hills or whatever. So just a lot of coordination, a lot of stuff took place in order for that to happen. You know what I mean? So on top of all that, she's yelling Rico. Like during her broadcast or whatever, she's saying that it's going to be a Rico case and they coming for Lil Durk. And I wonder, man, what do you guys think? Does everybody think that Lil Durk might have had some hand in what happened to FBG Duck? Nobody has ever proven that or even accused Lil Durk of that. But to be honest, it seems like, man, one of those things that we wouldn't have the inner information about, but on the surface, it could possibly happen. But at this point, it seems like Mama Duck is convinced. And she's saying that basically there's going to be a Rico charge or Rico case coming for Lil Durk, which is wild because I know Lil Durk probably has his mind on nothing but music right now with how he's doing in the rap game. So what do you guys think? Do you think this is real? Do you take Mama Duck's word for all this about the Alphabet Boys? And what do you guys think about Lil Reese coming back? It seemed like when he came back, it wasn't in a disrespectful manner, but I think he was being honest and truthful, man. Now with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.